We have all been there. Most of us would have noticed after a very hectic day, after a very long day, we are totally worn out and tired, and then we make some of the worst decisions of our life. Why does this happen? Hi, I'm Sangeetha. Welcome to Life and Beyond. Here we discuss everything about health, happiness, and productivity. For sure, we make 100% of our decisions every day. Some may be very small, some may be very huge. I'm not talking about the biggest decisions in your life, like which job should you choose, whom should you marry, which house should you buy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the smaller, finer decisions that we go along making every day. Can it be a possibility that we get so worn out by our small decisions that it is costing us our big ones? Yes, that is called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue was a term which was popularized by the famous personalities like Steve Jobs, Barack Obama, and Mark Zuckerberg. This concept is based on the fact that we have only a limited number of decisions which we are capable of making per day. It's not that we can go on making the finest decisions that we are able to make as the day progresses. There is a limited number to it. So what happens? This is not for the biggest and the most worthy of the decisions that we make in our life. These includes the decisions which are very small, very minute, which we may not be even aware of. These are the set of decisions that take a toll of our day most of the time. So what are these decisions? This might include at what time you want to make up, at what time do you want to get out of the bed, what do you want to have for a breakfast, which clothes do you want to wear for the job, which pair of shoe are you selecting to wear today, whether you should go to the office by bus or by car. All these small decisions which are very seemingly small and minute take up that number of decisions that we are able to take in one day, and towards the end of the day as we progress we are not left with the number of decisions that we want to make, thereby costing us the big and the most important decisions of our lives. A study done in Israel showed that the judges are more likely to give favorable hearings for the victim's patrol if the victim is in front of them in the mornings, but towards the evening judges are less likely to grant victims their patrol. Also, in business, studies shows that business analysts are more likely to take favorable decision in the mornings, and as the day progresses their decisions tend to be worse. This has been shown in many fields by the studies. But when we think about it, there are so many misconceptions. What are they? We think we have to decide for ourselves. Whatever small or big decisions are there in your life, you have to take it. You should not give anyone the opportunity to decide for you. Yes, it is a yes and it is a no for that misconception. You have to take the decision, but is it important to take a decision every time for that seemingly small things that happens almost every day in your life? That decision, if you have to take day by day, which are not important in the long run, that is costing you the big decisions in your life. That is why the famous personalities like Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs, they go to the office wearing same type of dress. You might think why, but they are saving that decision to make some of the bigger decisions that they have to take at the office. So you can understand the importance of these seemingly small things which we tend to neglect. The second misconception is the more the choices are, the better. In today's world of technology and of social media, we are bombarded with so many choices for every small thing that happens in your life, and we take it to be a positive thing. But is it really positive? Studies have shown that when one group of people were given 25 boxes of pickles, 25 types of pickles to choose from, and another group were given 4 types of pickles to choose from, the people with 25 types of pickles provided to them had a greater difficulty in choosing the type of pickle that they wanted compared to those who received just 4 options, just 4 types of pickles. And they were less fatigued. These people with 4 types of pickles were less fatigued compared to the other group. So always, more number of choices may not be a better option, but these are not for the big decisions, of course. So we can see that the more number of decisions you make, the worse you get at it, and the more longer you go on taking these small decisions, the more it costs you the bigger ones. So what can you do to alleviate this decision fatigue? There are very small steps, very simple steps by which you can surpass this problem of decision fatigue. The first one is to have habits and routines. Most of us may have a thought that habits or routines makes life boring, but I have to say that it is exactly the opposite. Making all the simple things that you have to repeat every day to be a routine or a habit gives you so much freedom and energy to head into the life bang on, and you will have the freshness, the free time and the energy to make all that new decisions, all that important decisions that your life has to offer. So it's very important that for the chores in your life, for the things you have to repeat day by day, you make it a routine so that you don't have to put your mind consciously into that every day, which will cost you your energy. Plan in advance. This is very important. As we try to plan our day in the morning, what happens? We are taking a lot of decision at that point of time, and we tend to deplete our capability for decision making very soon in the day. But what happens if we plan the next day on the previous day? Then you are starting the day with almost all your routines planned. Of course, not everything goes according to the plan, but if it does, it will spare you a lot of energy for the fresh things in your life. The third step is to automate your process. Automation is one step that will make your life a hell lot simpler. For all the things that gets repeated either weekly or monthly, it will spare you a lot of time and effort if you set up an automated pattern to make sure that commitments are undertaken. I mean, if it is a savings option, make sure that it's an automated savings account, or if it's a loan repayment, make sure that it's an automated loan repayment system whereby monthly the amount that is set aside for all that things get transferred from your account automatically without you having to decide month by month that you have to save that. Also, use alarms wherever possible so that you can leave it from your mind that you have to do such a thing till the alarm clock rings. Also, make use of to-do lists that are very helpful in making your life a lot simpler. The fourth method is to delegate or outsource. I have to say that my life became very simpler when I realized that I don't have to do everything myself. Every one of us have a feeling that things will be right only if we personally attend to it. If we delegate to someone else, it might not work as well as if we did it. That is a total misconception. Yes, in the start, they may not be able to do that work as we envisioned that work to be, but we can spend 1/10 of the time that we would have actually spent on the task to inform them, to tell them what we want exactly. And in 90% of the cases, they will be able to understand and they will be able to do that work exactly as we expect. So just give it a try to delegate or outsource your works, whichever you think you are not actually needed personally. Another two very simple steps that you can carry out when you think that you are experiencing some decision fatigue is, one thing, to have some glucose into your body. Studies have shown that in the professionals who were experiencing decision fatigue by afternoon, after they had something for their lunch and then came back for their respective jobs, they were more likely to make favorable or more effective decisions compared to what they did just before the lunch break. So it's very important that you are hydrated and you have your raw material, that is glucose, in your body for you to make that very effective decisions in your life. The second simplest thing is to take breaks. I can't stress the importance of short breaks in the midst of your work schedule, which will help you to have that freshness in your decision making, and it will help you a lot in making effective decisions as your day progresses. So make sure you just go out for that walk or you get some fresh air on your face, which will help you a lot in those fine moments where your decisions have to be at their best. Another most important tip in tackling decision fatigue is, don't ever decide at the time of stress. How much compelling it is to take a decision when you are in that heated moment or when you are totally stressful. Please avoid taking that decision. As I told before, just go for a walk or take some time for yourself, rehydrate, have something, and then try to analyze that problem and decide on the right decision. Don't ever decide when you are stressful. Another very practical step, which might be very oversimplified, is to simplify things. You may not need 100 options for you to decide on very small things in your life. An option of 3 or 4 will be more than enough for you to make that small decisions that you have to take every day. What I mean by this is, you don't have to have an option of 20 clothes to decide what to wear on a particular day. An option or a choice between 3 or 4 is far more better when it comes to an effective decision, so that all these small steps will reserve your energy, reserve your time, so that you can have your perfection when you are taking that important decisions in your life. Another very simple and effective step is to allocate time for decisions. That is, bunch up some time for decision making. So if you are a professional who is dealing with money a lot, spend 1 hour of the day to make decisions regarding that money. Then you can make all that decision in that short span of time, rather than dispersing that money decisions throughout your work time, which will cause you to feel more stressed and more tired of this short bursts of decision making that you do as the day progresses. So always similar tasks you bunch together so that you become more effective. If you have to reply to the emails a lot during a course of your career, then you put aside 1 hour to reply to all the emails of that day. That will make you so clear about that one work that has to be completed in 1 hour, and that will spare you the rest 23 hours for the very effective other decisions that you make in your work life. So don't sweat the small stuff. These small decisions that are totally irrelevant in your life may cost you your money, your happiness, your opportunity and your effectiveness. So, discard all the small decisions as much as you can so that you can free up your mind, your time and your effort for that all very important decision that will help decide the course of your life.